Well, Axis Bank is set to kickstart the earnings in the coming week for the banking sector, of course, with revenue which will hopefully go up 11.2%, and net interest income also going to match that growth on a year-on-year basis. NII is expected to come in at around 8,200 odd crore. When we look at PPOP, that's expected to grow a very marginal 1.7% year-on-year, but almost 4.5+% on a sequential basis, to be at around that 6,200 odd crore mark. When we look at provisions, that is expected to jump 24% sequentially, but degrow by 50% plus on a year-on-year basis, come to that 2,150 odd crore mark. Gross NPAs and net NPAs are expected to be absolutely flat. The trajectory for that has been coming down over the last year or so, and that will continue to be the case. Gross NPAs will continue to remain around the 3.5% mark, while net NPAs will be just above that 1% mark. That's the expectation. When we look at PAT, PAT will come in at around 3,150 crores, marginally above what it clocked in Q2 of FY22, and quite a lot above what it had clocked in Q3 of FY21. 182% jump in PAT on a year-on-year basis. But on a quarter-on-quarter basis, it's a 0.5% increase. When we look at NIMs, it's expected to come in stable at 3.3%. In terms of the balance sheet growth, advances are expected to grow 4% sequentially, 11% year-on-year. So decent set of numbers, just below that 6.5 lakh crore mark. Now the advances. Deposits will breach the 7.5 lakh crore mark. That will be at a good 15% growth rate, and 2% when we look at it on a sequential basis. CASA will grow between the 19 to 20% mark. That's the projection. And CASA ratio will come in at 45%. That's a 0.5% rise when we look at it sequentially, and a 1.8% rise when we look at it on a year-on-year basis. So good low-cost CASA coming through for the bank. When we look at how or what to expect from the management commentary, credit costs are expected to continue to remain elevated. There is going to be some progression on NIMs, as well as hopefully some data from the management with regard to how NIMs and cost of funds will progress over the next few quarters as well. Restructuring will continue to be under watch, and business growth pickup, especially quarter on quarter in terms of corporate loan growth, will also be watched out for. There is going to be a focus on secured retail. Mind you, Axis is also in talks on the unsecured retail side to buy